to the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Hi everyone, it's Michelle and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So I want to say thank you to each one of you who went over and supported my friend's store. He got quite a few orders today. Again, I owed him a big favor, so thank y'all for being amazing. Now, if you were one of the people who ordered a slushy sip, send me a photo in my email. Let me know what kind of concoction that you make. I'm definitely making myself a frozen margarita this weekend. It's been 106 degrees here in Texas, but let me know, guys, if you plan to buy one or you're going to use one and what kind of slushy sip drink you're going to make. So we do have quite a few stories to get through today, so sit back and relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get into the Royal Daily Tea. So the very first story that we have today is Prince Harry is receiving a lot of negative backlash in regard to the video that he did yesterday for Better Up, where they were toting their new slogan of, quote, flexing your mental health instead of fixing your mental health. Just flex it. I'm not really sure what they mean by flexing your mental health. You know, we're not at the gym. We're not lifting a weight. You know, we know Harry has his unused muscle between his ears. He's telling people don't fix your mental health, instead go flex it. Better Up is not really a mental health company. They don't have licensed therapists. Instead, it's more like a life coaching program, but they're kind of wrapping it in the umbrella of mental health. So some of the advice that he has been given has been a little controversial. You know, this is the same person who told people, oh, you don't like your job, just quit. You know, the person who was born into millions upon millions of dollars and never had to work a day in his life is telling people to quit their job. Again, a billionaire is not going to take financial advice from someone who's never made $1 million. Harry doesn't really have the experience to give people on mental health tips on how to live their life, how to strive. In my personal opinion, Harry is not the poster child for mental health. He does not look like he is embodying happiness and thriving in his life in Monteshitshow. He looks miserable. He looks depressed. He looks like he needs meds. I mean, let's be honest. He looks a little dead behind the eyes. He doesn't look like a happy camper. So every time I hear him talk about mental health and how these programs from Better Up are helping him to live his best life, I'm like, are you sure about that? Did you get the receipt? Because, honey, you might need to return that program because it ain't working. Okay, you're not fooling anybody. No one believes that Serena Williams is calling you for life advice. What the hell is a privileged prince going to tell a professional athlete how to live her day? What advice are you going to shed on the average person? The knowledge and the man that you have become in the past 2.5 years, because from what I see in the photographs, I feel like I need to take you to the counselor and get you some meds. Okay? I don't think you're really the poster child for mental health. I think Better Up needs to get a different person. Even in the interview, he was very monotone. He's very dead behind the eyes. It's like there's no joy in him. He does not embody happiness. He does not embody thriving, in my opinion. But people were ripping him on Twitter, saying he's insulting to the professionals. He's giving out dangerous and bad advice. Again, every time he does something, he does it for a paycheck. And you could tell in the video he was literally phoning it in. It was like he was running through his head, okay, how much am I making for this video? And I have polo on Saturday. I think I might have to have the maid pick up my dry cleaning on Sunday. Okay, I just have to pretend that I'm really interested and that yada yada, I really apply this to my life. He never heard of the slogan until 5 minutes before filming, okay? Nobody believes he actually uses the Better It program to better his life. And like I said, if he does, honey, you better keep that receipt and get a refund, because it ain't working. So the other Harry and Meghan news that we have, besides their little trip to New York City, where they're going to give the little speech at a little gathering honoring Nelson Mandela at the UN. Apparently it's a very informal gathering. Of course, everyone is making it look like, oh my God, they're speaking in front of the UN. It's going to be a very small event, very informal. The rumor is that Harry and Meghan are a little surprised. Yeah, they're a little surprised at how well the royal family has kind of moved on without them. When they went home to the Platinum Jubilee, in my opinion, it was like a reality check. Like they saw for the first time with their own eyes how irrelevant that they really are to the royal family and, well, to the rest of the world, that they're number 6. You know, you're not relevant. The royal family, in my opinion, played it beautifully, talking about giving someone a dose of reality. Well, there it was, guys. It was like a big mirror staring right at the Sussexes. When they walked into the Platinum Jubilee, they thought they were going to be welcomed with open arms. The family was going to be like, oh my God, thank you. You're saving us. We're so happy that you're here. Nah, they're like, here's your tiny little roll. We're going to cut you a little square of the pie. And we want you to sit right there in that little square. And when you're done, we want you just to go away. And we don't need to hear or see from you for the rest of the weekend. Because you're not needed, you're not relevant, you know? So when they went to the Platinum Jubilee and saw where they were sitting and how they were pretty much iced out from the top royals, they had no time for them because they were busy, because they're working royals. There's a difference, non-working and working. How they had no time for them, no one came to sit at their feet, they didn't come meet their daughter, they pretty much told them, here's your little piece, good luck, we love you, we'll see you later. They were pretty much not relevant. Then they had the peers at the church, their cold reception, and of course the boos from the audience. I think Harry and Meghan live in this little bubble of yes people telling them that their crap don't stink and how wonderful they are. But when they're released into the real world, it's like, oh, we actually aren't that liked. Oh, okay. We're not that great. Oh, okay. We're not missed. Got it. Got it. You know what I mean? Again, Harry and Meghan live in this little bubble with all the yes people who are getting paid to tell them all these great things and write these fake PR pieces that make them look wonderful. So Meghan and Harry were shocked that the royal family moved on so well without Harry. Now look, right when Megxit happened, I was stunned. I think the world was stunned. No one expected Harry to be like, hey, we're out. See you later. I didn't see that happening. I was shocked. Because at the time, back in 2020, Harry and Meghan were still very popular, and Harry was one of the most popular royals. People loved Harry. He was Diana's son. I loved Harry. I loved Harry and Kate and William and Meghan. I loved the Fab Four. I was like, oh my God, how great are they? I was excited to see what they were going to do. The next generation of royals, Diana's sons. I loved to see them always fighting and playing with each other. I just loved it. And I thought, yeah, this is going to be exciting. And then they're like, yeah, we're walking away. But then we started to hear all the other things that came out, how they kind of sidelined the royal family. You know, the royal family was not really given a lot of notice. And what they did to the royal family kind of sucked. You know, they put a lot of pressure on Kate and William and Charles and the Wessexes, Princess Anne. Everyone had to step up and do double duty to make up for Harry and Meghan leaving the royal family. Now, when Harry and Meghan, in my opinion, initially wanted to leave the royal family, they didn't want to leave 100%, guys. They just kind of wanted to have their cake and eat it too. They had a whole list of demands. If y'all remember, they had a whole list of demands to tell the royal family what they were and what they weren't going to do, but they were going to go off to the, Hollywood and get financial freedom with the $5 million from Daddy. Don't forget that. They lined their pockets with a little pocket money from dear old Daddy to go off and find, Netflix and Spotify and whatever you have. And they thought that they were going to always have an option to come back. I believe they thought that there was always going to be room for them to come back into the royal fold if it didn't work out for them. I believe they thought the royal family was always going to be there with the lights on and the welcome mat and the door unlocked, and that they can just come right back whenever they wanted to. But the royal family checkmated them and said, nope. They took off the mat, locked the door, and turned off the light. I know there's a rumor that when Charles becomes king, he's going to let Harry come back. No, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. If you look at what happened at the Platinum Jubilee, how there was no effort for them to meet up with them. I don't believe so. I believe it was a very frosty, formal meeting. Again, I don't believe they've made up at all. They're all worried about the book that's still coming out. So when they left, they thought the royal family was going to crumble. And they did a little bit. Everyone was shocked. But then they all just came together and they no longer needed them. And now when they went back for the Platinum Jubilee and they knocked on the door and everyone turns off the lights, they realized they're not even welcome there anymore. They don't want them at all. So that whole thing of being half in and half out is not happening. Their little plan B backfired on them. That old saying, be careful what you wish for because you just might get it. Well, they wanted that financial freedom. They wanted to be out of the royal family. They wanted to be far away from them and be on their own. Well, guess what, folks? You got it. Congratulations. You're on your own. So the other big story is that Tom Bower's book is finally available for pre-order. Tom Bower's book, Revenge, Meghan, Harry, and the War Between the Windsor is going to drop on the 21st of July, but right now you can pre-order the book. This is going to be the book of the year, guys. This book is going to have a lot of bombshells. Tom Bower is known for, getting the goods on everybody, and I can guarantee you people from Meghan's past probably came out of the woodwork to spill the tea. In my opinion, this could be one of the reasons why Penguin Random House has delayed Harry's book. He might need to counteract what Tom Bower is saying in the book. Who knows? But they're both from the same publishing house, so they're not going to release them, in my opinion, too close together. So if Harry does release his book, it's probably going to be more like a fall or Christmas book. But Tom Bower's book, guys, is going to be the talk of the town. I'm going to pre-order my book, and I am super excited to get my hands on it. It's been a year and a half in the making, and it's going to be good. Now, the final story of the day is Camilla. I have to be honest with y'all, I'm really growing sweet on Camilla. She's definitely becoming one of my favorite royals, which is really odd considering I am a Diana girl. We know Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, is going to celebrate her 75th birthday on the 17th of this month. She's also the guest editor for the Country Life magazine. Well, she was just presented with a beautiful birthday cake. She attended a lunch from the National Liberal Club on Tuesday, which was hosted by the Oldie magazine. Now, she was given a beautiful two-tiered birthday cake. The cake was topped with the royal coat of arms, piped in colorful buttercream, while a large 75 was embellished on the sides in blue and gold fondant. Coordinating ribbons adorned the tiers. Now, the cute part of this cake is that the Duchess's two beloved Jack Russell Terriers, Beth and Bluebell, were crafted from fondue icing and placed at the base of the cake, along with colorful books and gardening motifs, which represent two of Camilla's favorite hobbies. I mean, look at this birthday cake. It is so beautiful. It's almost too pretty to eat. Now, a lot of people know that Camilla and the royals do have a very sweet tooth, and apparently Camilla herself has a very special recipe for Victoria's sponge cake. Now, she apparently does a very unique filling. Instead of the normal jam and cream, she'll do either a lemon curd or a Nutella. Now, I do have a link for a recipe that shows her personal recipe for the cake, and I have to be honest with y'all, I am obsessed. I have never tried it before. It's not really big here in America. I know Sue Smith talked about her neighbor baking her a Victoria sponge cake, and I'm very jealous, Sue, but it looks beautiful. First of all, I think it's a beautiful cake. It looks delicious. So I Googled Victoria sponge cake near me, and the funny thing that came up was on Etsy. You guys, they sell fake cakes for decor, and apparently a lot of people are into miniatures like doll houses and little tiny cakes, but I'm obsessed. I want to buy a beautiful fake Victoria sponge cake, and I want to display it on my countertop. So if anyone knows of a full-sized fake Victoria sponge cake that I can buy that's like not $50, let me know, guys, because I really want to have a pretty one on my counter. I just think it would look really pretty. But I do have a couple of them here, a couple of links I can share with you. But they have these other cakes. One of them is the Meghan Markle, her 40th birthday cake. It's just that very plain white cake that's very trendy that you can decorate with flowers. So a lot of people like to have fake cakes, you know, on their counters, and they do look really pretty. So I just kind of fell down this very weird rabbit hole of looking for Victoria sponge cake. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Let me know, do you like Victoria sponge cake? Do you buy it? Do you bake it? Do you have a special filling? Do you like fake decorative cakes? And do you have some in your kitchen? What do you think about Tom Bower's book coming out? Do you plan to buy it? And what do you think about Harry and Meghan being shocked that the royal family has moved on without them? Leave me your comments, guys, down below. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. And please be sure to check me out on all of my social media accounts. Thank you and have an awesome and amazing day. Bye, guys.